It's okay. We've been here before. Carry on the light. They won't know it hurts more. It's okay. We've been here before. Carry on the light. They won't know it hurts more. It's okay. We've been here before. Carry on the light. They won't know it hurts more.
Hello and welcome to the HP Podcast, your weekly show about video games from three of the most handsome boys you know. I switched it up. I usually say the three most handsome boys you know. This time I said three of the most. It's a new year. I don't want to be too braggadocious. We got to let there be room for other as handsome boys, apparently. Speaking of handsome boys, Dave, how are you doing? It's quite the 5 o'clock shadow you got rolling on there. I'm liking it.
Interesting, because I shaved this after just about lunchtime today. So
Well, the Chad.
I do have to shave about every 2 or 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
So if something starts to come in now, I think that tracks, as the kids say these days.
Maybe it's just the lighting, or maybe I'm just projecting a 5 o'clock shadow onto you because I wanted to see it.
Yeah. Well, it's
How you
coming.
doing? Hey, how's your year so far?
It started out well. 24 hours and some change in, and things are looking good. We were talking a little bit beforehand about what we did for New Year's, and I was telling you I was in bed by 11. I was up at midnight, but promptly called it a night around 11 o'clock and went to bed. And that's just once you get to 36,
Yeah.
things change. It's not that important anymore. And I notice a lot of places around where I live, they do like a kids' Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
So like they actually do the countdown at like 7 o'clock.
A kid's Christmas or a kid's New Year?
Kids New Year. So they do the countdown at like 7 o'clock, so you don't have to keep the kids up till midnight. So
Right.
that's where we're headed, apparently.
That's some old man shit right there.
I did drink a lot though.
Okay. Well, okay. Yeah, I mean,
You just start at like 3 o'clock and
right. You also did the kids' New Year, but with beer.
yeah. Blind.
Brandon, it's also a new year for you, but you're in a different space today. I thought maybe you could tell us, because we're coming in hot here. I thought maybe you could give us a little breakdown on how your day has gone.
Well, my day was completely normal until I got a phone call. My brother was in like a car accident today, so I was just with him prior to this, making sure he was okay. And I lived just far enough away that I didn't want to like skimp on the time I was making sure he was okay.
Yeah.
And so he lives next to Dustin, and I said, "Hey, can I just come here and record? It would save me some hassle here." And he was very accommodating as always. So
Cam is okay though. Everything.
everyone is okay.
good.
A little bit battered.
Yeah.
But good.
I assume this is one of his stunt bum fight videos he did.
My goodness.
Got
no,
his
I
car
wish.
wrecked.
Yeah, no, I wish. I'll tell you more about it later.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not good. They're the best off of anybody that was involved with the accident. So
Yeah.
let's just say we're good there.
Yeah.
We're starting the year off very strangely, but we're here and we're recording, and it's time. It is.
I
time.
almost said like, "Oh, that's good," when you said they're the most well off, and like, I stopped myself because yeah, I mean, it is what I think. He and Sarah and his girlfriend are the ones I know,
Right.
so it's good that they're the best of everybody. But by me saying that, does it basically say like, "Well, screw the other people"?
I'm
I
gonna
don't
say-
care how they are.
I don't really care how they are. I'm just glad
Yeah.
my family's okay.
Right. Yeah.
you know, it's okay. I'll say it if you don't.
It's like there was a house fire. Oh, where was it? Oh, I don't know anyone at that address. Phew. Like,
Thank God. Thank God.
I don't know. Does that make-
Call me what you want. That's what I feel.
Yes, indeed.
That's fine. No value for life. Brandon, that's what they always call me.
Yeah. Ed says, "Glad the fellow ginger is fine." Your brother's he's not really a ginger.
He's not a ginger at all, actually.
He
but,
dodged the
wow.
recessive gene.
Thank you for the condolences, but he's not a ginger. Only I am the ginger.
Yeah.
I'm the ginger male of the entire kin's line.
I was gonna say you're not the only ginger. Your mother is, she
The
gave you the
male.
gingerness.
The male
Yeah.
ginger.
That's fair.
There's many ginger women in my bloodline. No ginger males, just me. I'm
Are
the
you
only
really?
one that
You're the only one.
I'm the only one that was strong enough to come up through the gene pool and just punch through the ceiling.
I don't think
know.
that's how recessive genes work.
I think it is. He's accurate there.
What do you mean?
Punching especially.
Yeah.
I'm not a doctor, but I could tell you that's what I do.
Not a scientist here. I think if your dad had also, I think that's how that works. Like if your mother and your father are both ginger, then you're born albino. I think that's
Right.
how that. Yeah,
I
think that's how that works.
I can't give away all the ginger lore, Ben.
Yeah.
Please, you're outing my
I'm prodding
heritage
too much
right now.
I got a little
so-
ginger in me too going on.
Well, you could have
It's-
a little more if you want.
I'll let you know.
All
I'll
right.
let you
Is
know.
it possible then that Ben's actually your dad?
I wish
I've only got a couple, like 5 or 6 years on him, so
he started young.
I guess it's
I'm
not
sorry, we can't
impossible.
say- No,
It's just
no,
unlikely.
No, yeah. We'll keep it in the unlikely realm and then just leave it there.
Yeah. What if I'm your mom? Welcome to the HP podcast. We talk about video games from time to time. Wow. Okay. We do talk about video games from time to time. You can check us out here on YouTube Live every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. We're on the Handsome Phantom channel as well as my channel, Ben is Handsome YT. We hang out here. You also catch us on the audio feeds, whether on Patreon or free feeds. We appreciate you guys being there. I guess if you're listening, you already knew some of that. So you're welcome. Support us on Patreon over at patreon.com/handsomephantom. You can sign up for as little as $1 a month, $1 a month. We appreciate you guys. Most of the people supporting us are at more than $1 per month, which we really appreciate because you guys are idiots. You're paying for something you don't even
Don't
need.
say that, Ben. Don't say that.
Ad-free early audio access. We appreciate it. And of course, we appreciate the people who are here live, the people who check us out on YouTube later, and then the people who listen to us on free feeds, the people who are patrons. Thank you to everybody. We appreciate it. You can also hang out with us over on Discord at handsomephantom.com/Discord, where we chat about all sorts of weird things. There was a lot of interesting chatter today. Something that was posted in the Discord today, and I don't usually shout stuff out, but I'm a part of this one. Something that was posted today, I gotta find it. A video from Why You Should Play podcast I've appeared on in the past, and it was episode 12, 2023 in review. And just got a bunch of different people to shout out a game that they thought got under-recognized. I talked about Dave the Diver, although I don't know if it was under-recognized or not, because it did get some attention by the end of the year. But anyway, it's a game I love that I know not everybody played. So check that out. You can either find that link in the Discord or go look for Why You Should Play on YouTube. You'll probably find it. I'm not going to make any guarantees. You know, it's Google. It should work. I don't know. But check that out. We appreciate everybody for being here. Appreciate being able to talk about nonsense most of the time here on this channel. Benji Bop says, hey, we're self-aware idiots. Very good. Radic says, why you should play is goated. Why you should play, incredible podcast. Had to cancel mine. It's so good. Had to cancel your podcast? What a shame. We need more podcasts that are subpar, right? Like, you're saying his is better, so yours is worse. I mean, I don't know. Guys,
We're getting deep.
oh my God. It's that time of year where we've been here because we care about you the whole holiday break. You know, a lot of shows just don't do anything. Then the next step of that is people who do pre-recorded content for you. You know, that's the next best thing. But the best thing is the HP podcast where we don't miss an episode. And by don't miss an episode, I mean we're here live. So all the big news that everybody else is covering this week, we've already done it. You've already heard about it. It's no longer relevant to our audience. But guess what? There's no new news anyway. So this is the time of year where we do our gaming resolutions, usually the first week of the year. We try to talk through that. This is an idea Dave came up with a couple years ago that I'm going to be honest, I wasn't hot on, and I've come to love it. And I think the audience likes it too. We're going to talk through this week. We're going to talk through our 2023 resolutions, the ones we made last year, how they ended up, some twists and turns that were thrown in there. We're going to throw out our 2024 resolutions as well and workshop those maybe a little bit. And then maybe we'll even talk, you know, start spitballing some ideas for punishments if we don't complete them. And we'll talk a little bit more as we go along. But let's go ahead and get started talking about our 2023. Was that you were going to get 2 platinums. You put in there 3 as a stretch goal. And a qualifier you put on that was you were not going to... this did not count games you had already beaten. So tell me, Dave, how did your first 2023 resolution shake out over the year?
It went great. I accomplished this goal. I'm very proud. I ended the year with 5 platinums that I didn't have before.
Nice.
So that was good. The games I platinumed were Ghost of Tsushima. That one counts because I actually had to start the game over again. I had lost my save. Miles Morales, that one doesn't count because I had already beaten it. What was that game called? Bring Us the Moon.
Bring Us the Moon, yeah.
That. Astro's Playroom, a small one, but a platinum nonetheless. And Assassin's Creed Revelations. So there's 4 legitimate ones, and then, you know, the half one is Miles Morales. So yeah, I
platinum Revelations?
Sorry, not Revelations. Mirage.
Oh, I was like, wait a minute. I didn't even know you played
random
it.
one to go back and play. I did love Revelations, but no,
Yeah.
it was Mirage. So yeah, it was a resolution I set for myself because I find I was getting games and I was really enjoying them, but as soon as the credits rolled, I wanted to move on to something else, and I felt like I hadn't kind of seen anything in a lot of games. So yeah, these platinums felt good. I felt like I really saw everything there was to see in these games that I platinumed, and I think I'm going to do more of it. So it was a nice way to build a habit that allowed me to get more value for my money. So yeah.
Nice. Cool. Well, 1 resolution complete out of 3. Brandon, we'll move on to you. Your first resolution from last year was to complete a game in a genre that you do not typically play. How'd that go?
I think my shoe-in was Baldur's Gate, but I didn't complete that.
You did set the wording all on your own.
You didn't complete Baldur's Gate? I thought you did.
No.
Oh.
I'm in Act 3. I've played enough to complete the game, but I was just way too thorough. The first 2 acts, just exceptionally thorough. Man, I don't know if I beat this one, guys.
What is there no other game that was out?
I beat a season, but you never really beat it because you can always continue your character. So, did I beat the story? Like, I completed a full season. I mean, it took like 8 or 9 hours. That was definitely way out of my Toll House. I will say that. We might be stretching on the beating part, but out of the Toll House is definitely checked for the Madden game.
Yeah, definitely.
I would say I probably have like a half or a 3/4 on this completion. I'm not willing to give it to myself fully.
Okay. I mean, I
but-
appreciate the self-awareness and the self-control in giving this to yourself, although that's going to I'm going to hold you to that standard for everything from here on out if you
Please,
make that standard
please.
for yourself.
I think you need to give yourself more credit because you played a lot of different. Like you even played like Tiger Woods at one point. You're
I
playing
did.
a hunting game last week.
I did.
Like you could have just found one game that was out of your wheelhouse, finished it, and then moved on, gone back to Call of Duty or something. But you branched out. You got to give yourself some
I
credit.
did.
Brandon.
Okay.
We'll give him like 3/4 credit because he set the wording for himself complete. Because I wrote it down. I wrote it down.
That's
Somebody
fine.
can go check the
That is
tapes.
perfectly fine. I genuinely thought Baldur's Gate would be the one, but
Yeah.
it wasn't, boys. It just wasn't.
I fell off Baldur's Gate because the performance in Act 3 was so bad, but I'm ready to go back. I really am.
That's been fixed for a while now.
Yeah. Dave, we're going to go back for a second. Ed would like to know. He says, we're going to have to cancel you, Dave. Why is Miles Morales the half, huh?
Okay, so you
Apparently, Ed wasn't listening when you
Yeah.
explained it.
Ed, you dickhead. Listen for a second. I said it's a half because I had already finished the game, so it only counted as a half.
Get real, get right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Passive pisshead.
No, dude. You can't call him that. Or you can.
You can. You definitely can.
Oh,
My first resolution from 2023 was to play more hours in single player or non-live service games than live service games. So I do not have a specific hour count. I will be honest, and I did not go through and calculate it all up. But here are the single player games I played. Hogwarts Legacy, finished it. Call of the Lamb, nearly finished it. Final Fantasy 16, finished. Twisted Metal 1 and 2. GT7, I guess that's technically a live service game, but I have only played the campaign and done the books and stuff. I've never done an online race except for with Brandon once or twice. So I'm gonna call that one single player, even though that technically is live service. Spider-Man 2, Platinums, Gotham Knights. I guess I don't know if that's live service or not, but I played it by myself. Starfield, about 65 hours. Exoprimal, live service. Hellblade, I played this year. Minecraft Legends, that's a live service. I only put about like 5 hours into that. Ark, Wolong, Hi-Fi Rush, Superliminal, Party Animals, Forest, Sons of the Forest. So the Forest and Sons of the Forest, I played multiplayer, but they're not live service. So I mean, whatever. You can do whatever you want with
dude,
that.
Party Animals is live service.
Party Animals is. Yeah, I'm just reading games I played. At some point, I wrote these down, and then I forgot at some point. Remnant 2, Midnight Suns, Dave the Diver, BattleBit Remastered, it's live service. Callisto Protocol, the original Dead Space, Baldur's Gate 3, Layers of Fear, there's like 3 games there I played. Tears of the Kingdom, Mario Wonder, Ravenlock, Vanquish. I played a lot of single-player games and a lot of non-live service multiplayer games this year. So games that could be played in single player, but I played them in multiplayer. So I'm going to say I passed that one. Now, did I still play live service? Yeah, I played some. I played a good bit of Sea of Thieves, although much less than the year before. Played some games like The Finals and other multiplayer shooters, etc., etc. So, yeah, I did still play some live service, but my goal was to play more single player hours. Didn't quantify it, but I just have this, in pure amounts, I definitely played more single player, for sure. Let's go to the comments for a second. Let's see. Ed says Benji says, Ed, you got to delete your account after that beatdown that Dave gave you. I totally agree. Radek asked, did you roll credits in Gran Turismo? Yes, I did. I absolutely did. There we go. Boys, anything to say about our first round here?
Is Fires of Rubicon a different game for me? It's a From game, but I've never played a Mac game. I think that.
I think that's a different genre. It's the same developer, but it's a different genre.
I'm stretching. All right.
We've already given you like we're gonna okay. I'll bump you up to 85% credit. How's that? I'm trying to help you here.
I have to fight the good fight, Ben.
I'm trying to help you.
I know.
What is that
Round one.
Frodo says, or
Pretty
Gandalf
successful.
says to Frodo? Yeah.
Frodoff.
Gandalf says to Frodo. That's what came out of my mouth just now.
That's the Five Below. Frodoff.
Okay. Next resolution, Dave. We'll start back with you. I think this is one you had to replace. Play more with friends, and you
Right.
put a qualifier on this of at least once a week. Dave, how did you do at this resolution?
This is the one that I crashed and burned on, and I swapped this out halfway through the year because my life got flipped turned upside down.
Yeah, we got to give Dave some credit. He had a kid. You know, I mean, he wasn't really passing before that either, but especially after it, he didn't pass.
Yeah, no, it was more the selling of the house and moving out and like stuffing boxes everywhere that it wasn't working out. But I think more importantly, I kind of learned that I'm just like, I love playing with you guys. Don't get me wrong, or any other friends, but I just, I don't know. I don't have the schedule for it sometimes. So yeah, this one I failed miserably on, but I acknowledged my failure pretty quickly. And
And what did you replace it with?
another failure. Thanks for asking. So this is really dumb. So I replaced it with, I was playing a lot of Gran Turismo when I decided to swap this one out, and I decided that I was going to try and get 3 gold medals in online time trials before the end of the year. Boy, that was dumb. I'm not that good at the game. I'm playing on a controller. That's not an excuse. Well, it is, but I think if I had a wheel, it would be better. But I said it earlier this year, but the way these online time trials work is that like the people who have the top times in the world are like, they don't even drive racing lines. It's like, it's exploits. Like they just do the weirdest, like cheesiest shit to get like the fastest time. And the gold medal times are set a percentage point based on those world top times. So I gave it a good try, and I got like 4 or 5 bronze medals, and I even pushed really hard to get silver medals, but couldn't even get a sniff at that. So I just think I'm not good enough at Gran Turismo to get that. So I failed miserably at that second goal.
Question for you, Dave. I think it might have been easier, and I want your opinion. Would it have been easier to play once a week with friends all year, or would it have been easier to get gold medals in Gran Turismo? Because I think it would have been about the same amount of hours you would have had to have put in to be able to do either one, honestly.
Yeah, I think playing with friends would have been easier because like 1 gold medal, maybe 3. It's completely random because you don't know what track you're going to get. You
Right.
don't know what car you're going to have to drive, all that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, in any case, this was my massive failure this year. So, yeah.
Now, Dave, this was not something we planned on at the beginning of last year. It is something we're going to plan on
very
this year.
fun addition, though.
Yes.
It is fun.
But as part of this, when you suggested that you wanted to replace your resolution, I said, you know, I think it's fair. I think that's good to have the self-awareness that you're not going to do it. But there has to be a punishment if you don't complete the second one. And so you changed your resolution to what was the change to? Your resolution, you changed it to getting the 3 gold medals on GT7.
Yeah.
And the consequence if you failed was what?
The original consequences, I would have to complete the campaign for Redfall. Or was it play 10 hours?
It was play 10 hours, which I
Okay.
think completes the campaign, but who knows?
Right.
Now, not only did you need to change your resolution, but you also begged to change your punishment
I didn't
for not
beg.
completing the resolution.
Roll the tape back. No, I'm just kidding.
Dave, you got down on your knees in that floor right behind you, and you said, "Please, Ben and Brandon, let me change my punishments. Please, sir."
May I have another?
And what did you change your punishment to?
So I suggested an alternate punishment that would both be a punishment and serve the journalistic integrity of this show.
Sure,
which
yeah.
was-
As we always
instead of-
do. As we always
instead
do.
of instead of playing 10 hours of Redfall, which nobody wants to hear me talk about,
Right.
I would instead have to buy at full price at launch Sea of Thieves, and I would have to play and complete the campaign.
Back
Skull
up.
and Bones.
Skull and Bones.
Skull and what did I say?
Sea of Thieves came out in 2018.
Skull and Bones is
If I
the
got that
better.
right.
How dare you?
Are you changing
How
this
dare you.
again, Dave?
Skull and Bones. So yeah, which is another thing nobody wants to hear about. But of the two, I think that's the one that would be slightly more
Yeah.
interesting. So yeah,
So
and I believe
conclusion-
that was accepted.
It was
Yeah.
accepted, yes.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Conclusion: Dave will be purchasing at full price on day one, Skull and Bones, and he will be playing it, completing it. I believe you said, and talking about it on the podcast. Dave, that's pretty soon here if it doesn't get delayed for the 19th time. What is that? A couple weeks till that
I'm
comes
actually
out?
just double checking the release date because I can't remember. February 16th. Okay. So
Okay.
That's soon.
Yeah.
That's really soon.
Hope you weren't planning on playing Final Fantasy. Okay.
Well, you know, this isn't resolutions, but I also took a side bet because Dave was taking a side bet. Do we
I was
going
going
to
to get to that.
For
I'll
okay,
get to
go
that
ahead.
in a minute.
Please,
Yep.
go ahead.
Yep. Dave's was a punishment. Yours was a side bet.
Okay.
So I did want to distinguish between those two.
I got a little something on the side, if you know what I mean.
Okay. Yeah. I do remember that. Let's talk about something else on the side. Your second resolution, Brandon. Your second resolution was that you wanted to stream on Twitch specifically
Yep.
more than twice this year in
Blew it out of the
2023.
water. Blew it
Tell
out
me
of the
about your
water.
streaming endeavors this year.
I would say I didn't. So I don't save the VODs. I should probably start doing that and making them private at least.
Also,
I
there's
have
no
them.
proof.
I will have proof. Nobody else can see it though.
Yeah.
I'll bring a notary over to the house to make or something. I don't know how it works. But I definitely blew it out of the water. Even in the past, honestly, I've done that in the past month easily.
Yeah.
Let alone the past years. So I've been having quite a bit of fun streaming. I'm so grateful when everyone in chat and everyone that listens stops by. And it's a good bit of fun. I want to keep tweaking it here and there. I'm going to need some pointers from you, Ben, how to make the overlays better and maybe some transitions and be right back on pooping or something like a screen like that. But it's been good, man. It's a lot of fun. And yeah, I kind of been going into it with a mindset of just like, I'm playing games anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I might as well pop on the stream. And if somebody shows up, great. And if nobody shows up, then I'm in the same spot I was before.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So, yeah, it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. So now that I have the setup too.
Sure. Yeah. Benji Bop would like to know: did Twitch give Brandon a year in review? That could be proof. I was kidding about that. I was there for at least 3 streams, momentarily at the very least. So
I don't want anyone to see how many IRL streams I watch. I'm just kidding. Okay. ASMR, just 900 hours. Pools,
Per
hot
channel.
tubs, and beaches.
yeah,
$7,000 spent this year on Twitch subs.
I don't think it gives you that summary, but it might.
Thank God, I'm sweating.
My second resolution this year was that I wanted to produce more gaming content. And I started out strong on this in the beginning of the year. I made about 30 videos. And then I kind of just got bored of it. I don't know if I got bored of it. I got a little busier at a certain point in the year. And then also we had some family stuff going on. My mother-in-law got sick and was living with us, and that took up some more time. And then also I was just like, I kind of didn't want to do it. I don't know. Like what happened was I got bored of, or I got irritated and stressed about doing it because I was trying to do something every week instead of just doing it when I felt like it. And so then shortly after that, we started doing the podcast live, doing it on video on the channel too. So you guys can judge for that what you think. I did make more gaming content than the year before because more before that was 0. But did I keep it up? Did I continue it? No, I didn't. So you guys can be the judges there. Judge, jury, and executioner if you like.
Wait, so was your goal just I'm going to make more content, or did you say a video a week?
I did not say a video a week. I don't think.
What did you say?
I think I just said I wanted to make more video or more gaming content in general.
In
What
fairness,
Oh, go
these videos are posted to your channel of our podcast. So even if it was a video a week, you still did it.
Yeah.
But yeah, even if I think you got it, Ben.
What percent did you give me for the other one?
84%.
I think I bumped up to 85 at some point.
I'll give you an 86. I'll do the Price is Right thing.
Fair enough.
I'll do the,
Go without going over. Dave, your third and final resolution for the year was to play a Persona game. Wait, real quick. I saw a question in chat, and I think it's just a troll. Radic asked, will you consider posting clips of this podcast on TikTok with Subway Surfers playing in the bottom half to retain attention spans?
No.
I do subscribe to a program that would allow me to do that, but I will not be doing that. Maybe we could post clips of the show on TikTok and stuff if we and YouTube or whatever if we wanted to, but
Also,
just never felt like it.
Radic, I don't know why you're asking, but I know who Aiden Ross is. I would not call myself a fan.
Oh, I just saw he asked that.
Yeah, I have no idea why you're asking that. I have literally no idea. Maybe it's going over my head, but
Because you talked about IRL streams and
oh, he's on Kick, isn't he?
well, he used to be on Twitch until he got banned, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
him and a boatload of other people.
Dave, resolution number 3 for 2023 was to play a Persona game.
Yes, and I was pretty careful with the wording here, and I did play a Persona game for about,
Indeed.
but in fairness, 5 to 10 hours. It was long enough for me. Gave it the old college try. It was long enough for me to realize, respect why people love this series so much, but also recognize that this is not a game for me. So, yeah, I played Persona 5 Royal on Game Pass and enjoyed it. Thought it was really stylish, cool game. I really dug the music. I'm not really a turn-based kind of guy, but I got into the combat here, but just felt that there was way too much exposition for me, and yeah, just wasn't into it. But I think I satisfied this goal. I played a Persona game, tried it out.
Fair enough. Are you going to be playing more? Or is that a... No, okay. All right.
What do you think?
Brandon, your second resolution was that you wanted to be, or your third, I'm sorry, was that you wanted to be proficient on mouse and keyboard. Now, during our mid-year check-in,
Sure.
I said, Brandon, are you proficient with, I think you're proficient with mouse and keyboard, and you said, no, I'm very far from it. Now, I thought you were doing decently. You still outperform me in multiplayer games. But how do you feel here at the end of, the year has been completed? Are you proficient?
I would say by most standards, I'm proficient. I think that whenever you play something, and I'm looking at this through the lens of shooters right now because that's my bread and butter. Whenever you play for so many years, 10 years on a controller, there's such a muscle memory that I learned that when I'm playing a shooter, I can just pick it up like on a controller. I don't got to do shit. I don't got to practice. I'm not saying I'm going to get like 3.0 KD or anything. What I'm saying is like I've built that muscle memory with my thumbs. And that's what I strive to be able to do on PC. But I can say confidently that even though I hold myself to a higher standard, that by many standards, I would be considered proficient at mouse and keyboard at this point. Especially because earlier in the year, we won a tournament. Was that this year? Against Jaffe?
That was in January.
We won a tournament, and guess who was playing mouse and keyboard, baby? Even in January.
I thought you were
Your
playing,
boy.
I thought you played controller on that one.
No, sir. No, sir. I made the switch.
Now, I
So-
don't know that beating David Jaffe in Call of Duty is that much of an accomplishment to prove proficiency.
Whoa. Take it easy. Take it easy.
But I do think that doesn't take away from the bigger goal here.
I also 100%ed Neon White on mouse and keyboard in
You
January.
did, yeah.
So,
True.
yeah, I've been pumping the numbers, and I've even played games that more traditionally probably wouldn't be played on mouse and keyboard, like Remnant. You know, a game like
Yeah.
a Souls-esque game that I feel like sometimes people would argue would play better on a controller.
I played Remnant 2 on controller, actually, on
Did
PC.
you?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. I played on mouse and keyboard. So
Yeah.
I would say by all accounts, I am that guy.
You are that guy.
I am that guy. I am proficient. So we're going to give it to me. I'm going
right.
to decide that right now.
I mean, you're the only one who can judge it, so.
Bro flexing beating a 55-year-old game. Bro.
Ed says Brandon handicapping himself in the Jaffe fight only makes that beatdown more spectacular. True. That was,
Mods ban him.
yeah, lots of that guy. My third resolution for last year, for 2023, was to play more old franchises and games. I think I probably failed this one, but I'll talk about. Well, let's see. I played. I went back and played Vanquish again for a podcast that I was on for Why You Should Play. I played Layers of Fear. I played the remakes, but I did play. It's an older. It's like, I guess it's only a few years old actually, so I don't think that one counts. I went back and played the original Dead Space before the remake came out, and made a video about that.
It's bad timing.
I mean, I did it on purpose because I wanted to play it before I played the new one, but then I never played the new one. So,
Damn.
but I did play that, and then I hopped into a couple of other things. I went back and played The Forest, which is not that old. A lot of these games are like 6 or 7 years old, not 10 plus years old.
Didn't you play Alan Wake? The first one?
That was the year before.
Oh.
That was in 2022. But either way, I wouldn't. I don't know. I guess that would count, but no, that was the year before. I played Hellblade. Again, that's 6 years old. So I don't know if I played enough to justify what I meant. In if I'm being honest with myself and with the audience and with you guys, what I meant was I was going to play more of them, and I did play some old ones. But I don't think, even though I didn't put a number on it, I don't think I quantified it. I think I failed it.
Did you play Qbert?
Did I play Qbert? Not this year. No.
You fail.
Yeah. Yep. Ed says in chat, Brandon's, wow, I can't speak. Ben did not play enough old games. I say his punishment should be Metal Gear Solid Master Collection. That's fair. I can play that one this year. I didn't agree on that punishment beforehand, but I would like to play that. So, Radic says Twisted Metal 1 and 2 were a vibe. I did play Twisted Metal 1 and 2. I had played those when I was a child, but I don't think I played them correctly. So, I'm going to say they count, but I don't feel like I satisfied my own requirements. So therefore I cannot feign success.
I do hope there's a lesson here, boys.
What's that?
Can we
Choose
be a
wisely.
little bit more specific with the resolutions for next year? Maybe.
Well, we said that last year too.
Attach a conservative number to it, just so we're not, having this.
Mine are,
discussion next year.
mine are very specific this year. Very specific. Quantifiable. Let's say that. That's what these things should be, is very quantifiable.
See, now I don't have good one of my resolutions is very quantifiable. 2 of them are not. But maybe you guys can help me refine them when we get into that.
Sure.
That'll we can workshop those. All right, boys, it's time to move on. Dave, to wrap up the 2023, the only punishment that's getting doled out is that Dave is purchasing day one full price Skull and Bones, playing it to completion, and talking about it on the show.
Maybe I'll
That's it.
stream it too a little bit.
There you go.
Did we talk about my side bet?
No. Brandon's side bet. Brandon, go ahead. Talk about your side bet. By the way,
So
this was not a resolution. This is why I wanted to save it for later.
This is
This is-
unprompted.
This is unprompted. It was not a resolution, and therefore it is not bound to the calendar year of 2023, the year of our
Fuck
Lord.
you. I was just going to ask that. Fuck you, Ben.
Go ahead, though.
Hold up, though. Because I'm still trying to weasel my way.
I
out of
know
this
you are.
Contractually. So, to honor Dave's decision to put a price on his head, so to speak, with this failure, I was talking shit on Call of Duty this year. Mad shit this year. And so to hold myself accountable and to have a bit of camaraderie with my boy and, be there for him and have the stakes, be there. I said, if I fold and play this year's Call of Duty, that I have to beat and not stream. If Poot's in here, I didn't say I would stream it. I said I would beat Gollum.
You would
I would
purchase.
I would
and
purchase
beat it.
and complete the Gollum game.
Yes.
And it hasn't happened yet. And I know you said, I was just going to ask, is it bound to the year? But here's the thing, boys. I said, is Warzone considered? And everyone says, oh, Warzone's considered. So what happens when Warzone 2 goes away and the new Warzone is the only form of Warzone that is available to the public? See, because I can go back and play Warzone 2 right now, and it would not breach my contract.
That's true. You could.
But what happens when the only Call of Duty Warzone is the one that's current?
When did it release?
I don't think Warzone counts, personally. I don't think any mode outside of either the Modern Warfare 3 campaign or multiplayer count.
The Discord has spoken. We're gonna.
Here's my thought on that,
I
Brandon.
don't know.
I wanna know what was the intent of it. You said I'm gonna show Activision. I'm gonna put my
Right.
money where my mouth is. I'm not gonna play the game.
Yes.
I'm not gonna fold.
Correct.
If you go and play Warzone, I understand it's a free game.
Right.
It came out alongside Modern Warfare.
It did.
It came out in the same year as it.
It did.
And you will be bolstering the player numbers by 1. Are you really honoring the intent of your side bets if you play it? Are you sticking to the letter of the law? I'll give you that. You don't have to take the punishment. I just want to know that if you do it, I'm going to have less respect for you and you should feel bad inside.
I'm not giving them money though.
I didn't. It.
Do they really care about me? One little lonely Brandon playing on the Call of Duty. Are they going to benefit? I'm going to have to give this some thought, and we
Okay.
might need to get some opinions in the chat or in the Discord about this. But your boy's trying to lawyer up here at this point and get some good solid legal opinions on this binding verbal contract that I've fallen into.
Let's keep in mind, Brandon, that even if Warzone is illegal for you to play, there is nothing but good that can come from you not playing Warzone, because then you'll play a better game.
Oh, goddamn.
So there's
Now,
another
what-
way to look at it.
Just what about this, Brandon? I think at one point you even said if I install it, like, because you said you didn't if you didn't buy it, but if you played it, if then the poot was threatening to gift it to you, all that kind of
Oh,
stuff.
my God. Don't you fucking do it.
What
So I'm
launcher What launcher is required to play Warzone 3?
What launcher is required to play last year's?
Correct. What launcher is required?
Dude, the launcher can't count. The
Listen,
launcher can't
listen,
count,
if you're gonna
bro.
get to the
Dude,
nitty-gritty-
Come on, bro.
If
This is
you're
what I'm
gonna get
saying.
to the
I'm
nitty-gritty,
lawyering
so
up.
am I.
I'm lawyering up. This shit is in too deep. My brain is too small for this shit. I need legal counsel. I need legal counsel right now.
Now, once again, if you play Modern Warfare 3,
Sure. I'm not playing
the punishment applies for the rest of your life, by the way. If you ever play that game. But I'll give you a break if you play Warzone. That's fine. As a matter of fact, I might even play it with you because it looks like hella fun. But I will think poorly of you.
I've been watching it.
I will think poorly of you. I just want you to know that deep down inside in your balls, I want you to feel it.
There'll probably be other reasons you think poorly of me, so I'm actually that's the least of my concerns. But yeah, I'm gonna give it some thought. I'm gonna mull over it. Maybe the next couple months. I'm gonna do some soul searching.
Okay.
Think about what I want, the person I am, the man I want to be, and really think of this Warzone jazz is for Brandon, not for anybody else, not for the consumer, not for HP Podcast, not for Ben or Dave or the audience. Is it for Brandon anymore? That's what I need to figure out. I'm going to talk to my therapist about this shit, man.
Here's the other thing. I do want to play Warzone, in all honesty, but
Yeah, me too.
I keep thinking about how many other games I'm playing because I'm not playing Call of Duty. It's so
Yeah.
many.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though, is
So
the
many.
only time we've ever stuck to Warzone is in the beginning.
Yeah,
Every
that's
other
true.
time we've ever played it, it's like for a week or less, and then we never play it for 6 months.
Yeah. Boys,
It's just, yeah. Go ahead.
sorry, real quick. Benji says in chat, Schrodinger's Warzone.
Oh man, this is the $1 million question here tonight, isn't it?
It's time to move on to 2024 resolutions. We'll start it off the same way. We got 3, and this year we're going to. They don't have to be necessarily specific. Well, we're trying to make the resolution specific. I have some punishment ideas, but I don't have like a punishment for each of the 3 things. It's just like a general punishment if we don't complete each thing.
Like
But I
whips
want
and-
to. Well, yeah, whips and chains, definitely.
Okay.
But I want us each to mull over them, give our other ideas, etc. But I prepared some ideas too. But let's start off, Dave. Let's go to your first resolution of 2024.
Sure. So my first resolution is it's similar to the Persona one in that I want to play a game that I've thought about playing for a really long time and just haven't for a number of reasons. But in 2024, I finally want to play and complete And when I say complete, I mean finish the campaign.
Okay.
In 2024, I am going to play and complete the campaign of Nier Automata.
Oh my goodness.
It's my first one. So,
No, dude, you don't know
Now-
what you've done.
Brandon,
There needs-
I know you've said the combat is ass. I think those were your words exactly, and I respect your opinion, and I'm not saying it's wrong, but I think I can confidently set this as a goal for myself because I've seen enough of the game to know that I'm pretty sure I'm going to enjoy this game at least enough to kind of complete it. So yeah, that's the first on my list. So
Worst case, Dave, you could blow her skirt off.
I'm also aware of this.
Absolute worst case. I'm saying that's your worst case.
Dave, Nier is in my definitely top 10, maybe top 5 games of all time, Nier Automata specifically.
And I pull any game I'm thinking about playing. I always pull it up on Platinum Profiles, and I was surprised to see that this game only takes 60 hours and is a 3 out of 10 for Platinum. So
I don't even know if it took me 60 hours. There is a way to buy some of the trophies with in-game currency kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think it just depends. I didn't do that for all the ones you could. I only did it for 1 or 2, but either way.
I think this estimate was assuming you didn't buy any of them. So.
Yeah, I think that sounds right, because I think it probably took me under 40 the first time I played it, and I think the second time I played it, I actually spent more time in it.
Yeah,
because I was like experimenting with more stuff.
So yeah, that's the first one. Real simple, real to the point. But again, it's not a cop out like Persona was last year. I'm going to actually complete this one, and I know that Nier has like a number of different endings.
Yeah,
I'm just going to kind of commit to completing like the first ending, I guess.
No. The first 3.
The first 3. Okay.
The first
I think
3
I
endings.
almost beat the first 3.
Okay.
You did
So
not.
it's not a big deal. Yeah.
Dude,
There are like 26 endings, Dave. You need to see 3 of them.
Right.
Minimum.
That's what I mean. It's sort
Yeah,
of
okay.
like the
Yeah,
like, you know.
some of them are like joke endings and stuff like that. The first 3 is really, in my opinion, just 1.
Right.
Yeah. Ed says it's 5. I don't remember. I'll get back to you on it. But you need to see the story, the whole story.
Sure.
Yeah. All right, Bando. We've got Dave's first resolution locked in. What's your first resolution?
because Dave, I have 3, right? But because Dave said this one first, I'm going to do one that's very similar. With a new GTA upon us, I came to the realization today that the past 2 games that Rockstar's put out, I've not completed.
Oh, yeah.
So this year I will either beat Red Dead Redemption 2 or GTA 5. One of the two. One of the
Now-
two. I will beat one of them.
How far are you in those? If you don't mind me asking.
GTA 5, I'm honestly not that far. I bought the game twice, and I mostly just fucked around the whole time and played online. In Red Dead 2, I had 2 really, really solid goes at it. Enough to have beaten the game if it was one playthrough. But I stopped both times. So,
Fair.
Yeah. Brandon, how many hours do you have currently in your current playthrough of Red Dead 2?
a couple.
Okay, that's fine.
Literally
Fair.
a couple. Yeah, a couple.
Cool.
I guess I did probably start that at the end of December, but it's literally like maybe 3.
Like
I've
the
only
intro.
played it. Yeah, I've only played it like I didn't even make it out of the first area yet. I'm still doing like the beginning missions.
That's fair. Okay.
No, wait. I'm about to go rob the train, which is like the 3rd mission, I think. So if that doesn't count, I can make it GTA 5. That's fine.
No, I think that's fine.
Okay.
I would say though, I would just say that you have to whatever it is, it has to be a new playthrough. Like you can't go back to your old GTA 5 save.
No,
Yeah.
heavens no.
Okay.
And I would probably rebuy it on PC if I
Yeah.
decided I wanted to play that. So
Cool. I think I own the GTA 5 in 4 places, and I've never played it the whole way through.
yeah.
All right, for me, my first one, I'm going to switch to one that's in the same vein as your guys's. I have never played Mass Effect. I'm going to play Mass Effect 1. I'd like to play them all, but I'm going to be realistic and hold myself to 1. Mass Effect 1. I will play the remastered ones just because why would I not? It's the same game. But that's my first resolution. So we all have a game that we are planning to play and complete this year. I like that.
Mine is the biggest by far. If
I
you
feel
don't-
Whatever.
like we're all playing games that each one of us wishes we could play again for the first time.
What do you mean? Oh, yeah.
Like I really wish I could play Mass Effect 1, the whole trilogy again. Even when I played it a second time, it was unreal. But yeah, I'm very
I wish
jealous.
I could play both of your games for the first time, for sure. Yeah. Cool.
Arthur.
Hey, Arthur. I got a plan.
Tahiti.
Dave, we're back to you for your second resolution.
My second resolution. Okay. So
And I am writing these down, at least trying to do so
right. Appreciate that.
for everybody, because yeah.
Yeah, I appreciated and also hated your record keeping. I realized that last year. He's like, let me pull up my list. Oh, fuck, he
He's
wrote
just-
this down.
Well, I not only wrote
The
it down
fucking scroll.
My
Flash-
notary here.
this year. I went back and listened to the last year's episode so I could get specific wordings down. That's why I was being so harsh on Brandon about his.
He got the fucking transcript out. He's ding, 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 ding. He got the,
So I've kind of been the digital douchebag on the show for a long time. And
my God, I would
as
never describe you that way.
you guys know, in the last couple of months or so, I've kind of shown an interest into rekindling my relationship with physical media. So
Yeah.
I endeavor for 2024 to continue to build my physical collection and purchase at least 5 physical games in 2024. And you might think, oh, well, you're going to buy 5 games this year. That's not difficult. But the only platforms currently that I can purchase games for are that I can actually play are my GameCube and my Switch. So that kind of limits what I can and can't buy. I may add to that. I might buy some more retro consoles, but yeah, that's my goal for 2024 is to buy at least 5 physical games over the course of the year.
That's like $1,000 resolution you just made if it's all GameCube games.
Well, there's some cheap ones.
There
but
are.
The ones I have my eyes on are a little pricey, but
Yeah.
both I kind of want a 360 for some stupid reason, and they're a lot more affordable. But
Yeah.
we'll see where that goes. And there's some Switch games I want to,
Yeah.
so that's not so bad. But
Well, also Dave has the Canadian retro game plug now. So
That's right. That's right. Yeah,
sorry, can you
Radic.
repeat that?
Dave has the Canadian retro game plug.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm talking like the kids now. Sorry.
Yeah.
Now, Dave, you're in chat. You're being asked to do the minimum cost per game, and I'm gonna just. I don't want to put a dollar amount on this.
Veto.
I think
NHL 14 5
Yeah.
times.
I think the requirement should be they are games that you are able to, meaning you have the hardware for and want to play. They can't just be games like throwaway no games.
Yeah.
I think that's the only requirement you need to have.
No dupes.
No duplicates. No.
No dupes.
I don't want to say no sports games because I feel like if I came across like any EA big games, I would probably have to jump at those because those were awesome, like the street games and all that stuff. But yeah, no, I'm not gonna cheese this one. So yeah, but I'm also not gonna set a value to this
Yeah.
because I can't right now.
Well,
5
especially with
copies of Sneak King.
I have 5 copies of Sneak King. Yeah, you can't. I don't think you could set a price either, because what happens if you like happen to get a crazy good deal on a GameCube game? Some old lady didn't know what she had, and you buy it for $5. Well, it's worth $100.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Bando, we're back to you for resolution number 2.
Alrighty, here we go. I'm gonna save my hardest one for last.
Okay.
I have a number written down here, but I think I'm gonna retroactively change this number after thinking about it. I want to stream because this is gonna give me a little bit of wiggle room. I want to stream 3 times a month for
Okay.
the whole year. I said 4 originally, but then I said I'm gonna have a week where I just have some wiggle room, and that could mean I can stream 3 days in a row. That's fine.
So
But
we're
I wanna-
talking an average of 3 times.
an average of, well, that would mean that I could theoretically 3 times a month, we'll say, not an amount per year, an average of 3 times, not even an average, 3 times a month is
Okay.
my goal. Easy.
Good deal. Brandon wants to
dude,
stream
I'm
3
already-
times a month.
I'm already 2 days behind. What the fuck, man?
All right, my second one. I gotta find it here. This is one of the ones I was saying is hard to quantify. I have a real hard time with if I'm playing something single player or just something on my own, whatever, that I have a really hard time saying no to people when they ask me if I want to play together, play a game with them. I learned a long time ago with like all my different stuff going on to be able to say no to like in-person things if I need to. But I have a really hard time with games. If I'm playing something and somebody's like, "Hey, you want to play Call of Duty, whatever," I'll hop in with them. So maybe you guys can help me come up with a way to quantify that, or maybe it is just a gut feeling. I don't know, but
Yeah,
I have a
so
really hard
that-
time not playing if somebody asks me to, even if I don't want to. I guess I should say.
See, here's my question to that, though. Well, yeah.
That's tricky. How do we
yeah, that-
quantify that?
that
Like
doesn't
say
sound-
no
I don't
10
know.
times over the course of
Very-
the year?
That doesn't sound very
Yeah.
quantifiable. Also, if it's super late at night, you only really have to say no to 2 people instead of 3 or 4.
What? What do you mean if it's super late at night?
I'm just thinking of logistics.
Oh,
I'm
because you're
thinking
thinking
of
about
you-
yourself.
I'm thinking of your sleep schedule
Oh,
versus
yeah.
mine.
Yeah. Well, we can scrap this one and come up with a different one for me. But this is what I had.
I think it's fine because I mean, if you can't quantify this one, that's fine. As long as we can get to the end of the year and feel, and if you feel like you gave yourself more gaming time rather than other people, then I think that's okay.
Yeah.
My
Well-
last one's really hard to quantify too, but
Okay.
To be honest with you, I, as someone who plays a decent amount with Ben, in chat, bring up a good point. We could just ask either Justin, Locke, or me whether Ben said no to us more than he has in the past year or not.
I mean,
know you
don't
play
get it
with other
twisted.
people.
It's not like I only play with you guys.
I know.
I got a lot
like-
of internet only friends that I play
know,
with
I know,
too.
I know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we can play that one by ear, I guess, and maybe I'll adjust that one halfway through the year. Maybe that's one of the ones I throw an extra penalty on. But
Definitely.
yeah, we'll see. Why you should play says Ben. Don't feel obligated to play Genshin with Brandon. I will not. Dave, it's back to you for your third and final. Actually, Brandon, you and I did play Genshin at one point together.
Yeah, fuck it. Jiggle physics.
Sea of Thieves exempt, I assume. No, just playing, just being able. And I'm not talking about like, I want to play with these people, but they just ask me and I need to say no. I'm talking about like when I feel like I want to say no, or when I want to say yes, saying no. No, sorry, let me rephrase that. I oftentimes will play games with people even when I don't want to because they ask me to. I'm talking about that. If I want to play games with people, I don't have a problem with that. I'm just saying like too often I give up single player or alone gaming time because someone else asked me to play a game. That's what I'm talking about. It's fairness, that's mostly people I don't know, like in person. When Brandon asks me to play a game, I'm almost always down because like I want to hang out. But I do have people. Let's use Sea of Thieves as an example, who ask me to play because they need help because they're getting bombarded or something, and I'm like, I don't really want, but I'll jump in with them, and then I end up spending 5 hours in the game and not playing Final Fantasy VII Remake this year before the new one comes out. I don't want to do that. So, Dave, back to you.
last one for me, and this I can't quantify this, but I want to play more video games this year with my wife.
Nice.
That's great.
Yeah, we've been talking lately about how we like would rather do like more game nights and stuff rather than just watching Netflix. And I think when you hear the word game nights, you probably more think of like board games. But I think if I put a little bit of work in, she'll maybe see that like video games are just fun. And I have a GameCube now, so I mean Mario Party. Anybody can play Mario Party. When we have friends over, there's lots of like fun stuff to play on the Switch that you can play with groups of people. So trying to share that with my wife is something I'm going to try to do. So again, I can't really quantify that, but I think by the end of the year, I'll have a feeling that whether or not I've kind of achieved that. So
Yeah.
Nice.
Dude.
Brandon, I'm going to leapfrog you here.
Okay. Well, I was going
I'm-
to tell Dave. Dave,
Oh.
do you know about Jackbox Party Pack?
yeah,
Any of them.
that's one I was alluding to. Yeah, we used to play that with friends and super fun.
That shit is so fire. All of them are good.
Big time.
Mine is that I want to play more games with my kids.
Nice, dude.
Very much in the same vein. My wife doesn't like video games. I mean, she's not opposed to me playing them, obviously, but she just doesn't have fun, and I don't want her to not have fun. So if she wants to play, I'd love to play with her. But mine is to play more games with my kids. I do. They love games. The younger one used to not love games as much, but he loves games now, and just being able to play more with them, and whether that's single player and like sitting there with them, guiding them through, or whether it's multiplayer, like in they've been really wanting to play Lego Fortnite and stuff like that. Just playing more games with the kids and trying to. The problem is that I play most of my games after my family's in bed, and that works really well for me. But I don't always make the time during the day to play games with my kids when I could like shift around my schedule and just be up earlier and go to bed earlier, which sounds disgusting to me. But so that's mine. It's also not quantifiable, but I wanted to jump in because Dave's and mine is very similar there. And maybe ask my wife to play games less than I do now, which is never because. Anyway, Brandon, to you, you're third.
This is the hardest one by far, and so I'm not going to put many qualifiers on it. There is one qualifier, but I'm not going to put any others. I want to, on Steam, get every achievement for one game this year.
Okay.
And I'm not going to say which game, because, boys, I'm going to be completely transparent. If I get towards the end of the year and I'm failing miserably, or there's nothing that piques my interest enough to watch
Shovelware.
100%, I can shovelware that shit. But it's an admirable idea. So because I also, I'm going to pose to the council, because I also am going to be completing Red Dead or GTA 5, which is a lengthy experience, even at mainline quest, that I will not put an extra qualifier for the game. I want to get, which I did this last year. I 100%ed Neon White last year. Got all the achievements for Neon White.
Yeah.
So I'm setting it for myself. Dave, go ahead.
Okay, two questions. One, I'm just curious why you specifically said Steam, and the second question is, if it's a game you've already started, does that count, or do you have to start a game fresh, like I did last year with the Platinums?
That would mean I would have to already not own it on Steam, or it be a new game.
You can own it. You can't have gotten any of the achievements unlocked.
Why don't we say you have to have less than a certain percentage of achievements for it to count at this point? So, like, if you have 98% of the achievements already, that one doesn't count. But if you've only got 5%, okay.
Less than 5% achievement.
So basically, it's something you haven't played. Okay,
Yeah.
close to.
Or
And
something
I
that's really tough that you've played a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
And I said Steam because I'm continuing my personal goal. And I've already been achieving this through the roof. I've barely even turned on my PlayStation in the past month. So I'm continuing my drive to be a PC gentleman, to be a PC Chad,
A neckbeard.
a beardicus neckicus. I'm striving to reach the higher tier of brain power that is PC gaming. Yeah, that's my goal, and I'm sticking to it. If it needs to be shovelware, we're going to talk about this at some point. You guys can shame me when the time comes, but I'm going to give it my all, and I will have plenty of times to play video games this year. I'm going to have nothing but time, boys. And so we got a lot of things in the pipeline. It's looking good. I'm handsome as hell. I'm fresh to death. I'm getting 100% on achievements on a game with less than 5% completion at the start of this year. It's happening.
Brandon, I want to put one qualifier on it, and I think it's very fair, but I want to put one qualifier on it. And you can accept it or deny it. It's your resolution.
I'll hear you.
I want the game that you 100% complete on Steam to take more than 5 hours to 100%. More than 5%. Or more than 5 hours.
See, because now you're creeping into not allowing me to do shovelware.
No, not. I mean, I'm talking like the games that were on PlayStation where it's like press X to get a trophy. Those wouldn't work. So I mean, hey, if you want to play a game like that for 100%,
Dude,
that's fine. But
I could buy Maneater again. I 100%. I platinumed that game in 24 hours on PlayStation. if I really needed to. I love that game enough. I would 100% it a third time. All right, we got options. I'll say I will concede 5 hours. Perfect.
Okay.
We're not doing press space bar to get 100% achievement for
That's
2
really what I'm
hours.
trying to guard against. You can, dude. There's still shovelware. 5 hours? What's 5 hours
I
on
know.
a video game? Okay. So here are the achievements as they stand. By the way, I'm typing these on my phone because that's where I've done all the other ones, and I wrote that one down as get every achievement on Steam. Games must take more than 5 horses because autocomplete.
It must take more than 5 horses. You're right.
It must take more than 5 horses. Yes. Okay, so Dave, resolutions are play and complete Nier Automata. Continue to build physical collection, and that will be measured by buying at least 5 games on either the GameCube or the Switch that you want to play.
Sorry. Or a console that I don't currently own.
Yeah, or a new console. That's totally fine. And then the third one is play more games with your wife. How many games do you play with your wife currently?
Regularly?
Yeah,
None.
nice. That's easy. Brandon, beat either Red Dead 2 or GTA 5. So that means story complete from a new save. Stream 3 times a month for the whole year, not doing averages. It just is a month by month thing. And then get every achievement on a Steam game. The game must take more than 5 hours, and you
And it
must
has to
have
be a
less than
game.
5% completion.
Looks good. Sounds good.
Mine, play the original Mass Effect remastered and beat it. Say the word no to people more often when I want to, and play games with my kids more.
Good.
It's going to be a good year,
Good.
fellas.
Good. I like
Now-
it. I like our odds.
I have a prediction. I think Brandon's Steam Platinum game, whatever you want to call it, is going to be one of the Rockstar games. That's my guess.
I was wondering
I
that
would
too.
love to see that.
Yeah.
Dude, that would be tough.
Although they require a lot of online play, I think, for all the achievements. So
That's tough.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe not then.
Yeah. Guys, I don't want to assign these punishments to specific things, but I'm just going to say, like, for right now, if we fail any of our resolutions, we should each have one punishment already built in. And these are going to be like the pass fail. Brandon's got the best list as far as being able to judge it, but I think Dave and I have the list where we have to be able to assess ourselves on certain ones on whether or not we passed or failed. And you guys can assess. We can all assess each other. But I was thinking about building in some punishments from the beginning of the year to put some stakes on it. And of course, we can do the whole renegotiation thing later. Dave can get down and beg again if he needs to.
Oh, he begs so good.
But do you guys have any
I'm
ideas
sorry, Dave.
for punishments? And you can't come up with your own punishment.
I
Oh.
didn't do my homework because I came up with my 3 resolutions and I did not come up with any punishments.
Now these
So-
punishments will be suggested by someone else, but they still have to be accepted by you. For instance, a good punishment for me, and I really don't even want to say it, is that I will play Life is Strange.
God, that's a fate worse than death. Give me 30 lashings.
Brandon, one of the ones I thought up for you, and again, these are your punishments. You can accept or deny it. And this is the ones at the beginning of the year you can accept or deny. Halfway through the year, you don't get to pick. You just got to do it. But Brandon, one of yours I picked is that you cannot play any multiplayer for 7 days if you fail one of yours.
7 days? That's
So, like,
fucking easy, bro.
Yeah, that seems light. Should do a
Okay,
month.
well then spruce it up a little bit.
Light work. But I don't like, I don't want to do that. So
I mean, you don't want to do it, but you could do it. I'm not. These aren't things that are impossible.
I know.
Like Dave could have
7
played Redfall for 10 hours. He just would have wanted to kill himself.
No, dude, that's super. That's super hard. Please give me that punishment.
One of Dave's I came up with is just to I don't know. I just wrote down some ideas. Put a certain amount of hours into a battle royale because he hates those.
Oh, that is.
So
tough,
that's the
buddy.
vein I'm thinking here
is
is these
tough,
punishments.
buddy.
Now, if we need some time to think up some punishments for each other, we can do that next week instead. Since I don't think I explicitly laid that out.
1 month without MP, says Ed in chat. That feels way more painful than 7 days.
1 month would be a long time, and that would actually be punishing me too, because you and I played together once.
Dude.
But
You're hurting yourself too.
yeah. So, do we want to think about some punishments and talk about them next week then?
We should come back because we want the punishments to actually be good.
We
Like,
want them to be good, but not
quality.
like, yeah, they're not going to be like, for instance, I would never give Dave a punishment. If he didn't complete one of his resolutions, I would never be like, you got to get 3 gold medals in GT7. Because that's like, that's hard. It's
has
just
to
something
be-
you don't want to do.
Yeah, like reasonably attainable but painful.
Right. Yeah. Like playing Life is Strange.
Like
Something
draw
like
blood
that.
and drink it. How'd you do-
What's wrong with that?
Oh, did I misread the? Okay.
Yeah. All right. So that's for next week's, boys. This is our homework for each other. We got to go
Absolutely.
home and think of one, and we'll each just have one. Like I'll have one for any of my 3, and because I'm sure things are going to change throughout the year and everything. But we'll just have one punishment, and if you don't complete any one of your resolutions, you have to do that, and that'll be set from the beginning of the year this time.
Oil wrestling with the boys.
That doesn't sound like a
Sure.
punishment to me.
All right.
Let's talk about what we've been playing. Let's blaze through it real quick because we've been going long here. Brandon, let's start with you. What have
Yep.
you been playing?
So really this week I've only been playing Hunter Call of the Wild. I've really dug deep into this game. It's a game that is outside of my toll house, one could say. I talked a little bit about it last week, but I'm getting way more into it. I've played well over 20 hours at this point, maybe between 20 and 30, and I'm having a lot of fun. It's really cool just to go in the woods. It's super chill. You look around, you dome a bird, you double lung penetrate a deer. It's so gruesome, but it's so wonderful because, none of it's real. And that's the best part. I don't have to do any of the disgusting things that go along with the hunting process. So I could just hang out and I hear a chirp and I say, "Ooh, what's that?" And then I look over and I, boom, boom, and then everything scatters and I didn't hit shit. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And it has a nice progression system and a reason to keep coming back. You get better versions of the animals and you get rare versions of the animals. And I purchased some DLC, which allows me to go on all kinds of maps. I can go on a safari map and I can go on a map that has a bunch of elk and moose and bobcats. So it's kind of cool. I really don't know why I like it as much as I do. Probably because it's just so chill. Like, I literally, at points, I will just lay down in a field and look at my phone for a little bit. And then when I stand up, there's something there. And I go, "Ooh, look." And I just lay it down. And then I lay back down and, it's just chill. And that's what I like about it. And that's it, boys. I've just been playing that. I've kind of got in that little bit of a bug in me. And I've been playing it quite a bit this week. So,
Dave, what about you?
I played a lot more Metroid Prime on my GameCube. Loving that. Can't say enough good things about Metroid Prime. I kind of feel like I'm playing through a classic that I missed. It's almost like if I never played Ocarina of Time back in the day. I don't think Metroid Prime is on the exact same plane as that, but just such a well-designed game and so much fun and really difficult to put down. The other thing I've been playing is Dredge. This was obviously a pretty high-profile indie game this year. I think it won Indie Game of the Year at the Game Awards.
It wasn't something like that, yeah.
Yeah. So
Or debut indie or something.
it's this game's great. It's I'm playing it on my Switch, and I think playing this on a Switch or your Steam Deck is probably the way to go. I think this is the pickup and playability of this game was unmatched for me in the past year. So you just play as this little ship, and you show up in this fishing town, and you get assigned these pursuits. I really like that instead of being called missions or tasks or whatever, they're called pursuits, to go and do different fishing and dredging things. So you drive around this map and you fish for different things, and you dredge for shipwrecks to get different materials that you can use to upgrade your ship. And the art style is really cool. It's a lot like Disco Elysium, both in kind of the graphics as well as the cutscenes and the conversations you have with different people around the world. It's just all the fishing is done with like this little mini game, and it switches up kind of here and there just to keep it fresh, but it's very simple. Where the game kind of introduces a little bit more difficulty is it's got this day and night cycle. So when you're kind of fishing about during the day, it's normal, like it's just chill. But then when night comes, weird shit starts to happen, and you have this panic meter. And the longer you spend out at night, the more this panic meter fills, and the more weird things happen to you when you're out at sea. So you're kind of encouraged to fish at night because there's certain things, valuable things that only spawn at night. But at the same time, you kind of have to manage the risk reward of that. You can improve your ship, like you can put bigger lights on it so that your panic meter fills up less slowly, or sorry, more slowly. And yeah, so yeah, I'm really enjoying Dredge. A couple annoying things. There's no mini map, which I guess in the vein of a sailing game kind of makes sense. But I also feel like I'm constantly opening my menu just to making sure I've got my bearings correct. So that's kind of annoying. I just constantly feel like I'm opening the menu. The day-night cycle that I mentioned is cool. It's a really important part of the narrative of the game. But I also like, my favorite parts of playing this game are fishing during the day. And I feel like the day just goes by so quickly. And when nighttime comes, it's not the same experience. So I've never liked day-night cycles in games, or feeling like I'm on a timer. I'm thinking about like Majora's Mask, like games like that. So I understand its importance to the narrative of the game, but it kind of is a bit of a detractor to me. But yeah, these are I'm not kind of nitpicking, but yeah, I'm really enjoying Dredge. It's so much fun to pick up and play. And we've talked about on the show before, like chill games that you can kind of shut your brain off and listen to a podcast while you're playing. This is absolutely one of those. So yeah, if you haven't checked out Dredge yet, it only costs me $20 on sale on eShop, but highly recommend you check that one out. It was well worth the hype, in my opinion.
It's one I've wanted to check out for a while, for sure, Dave. How long of a game is it?
I don't think it's long. I think it's like maybe a 20-hour platinum, but probably 10 to 15 hours just playing. Apparently, it's also a really fun game to platinum. That's one of the shitty things, is I'm playing on the Switch, so I can't really get trophies. But yeah, if you were thinking about playing it on something with achievements, then I think it's a really good platinum game from what I've heard.
Nice. Okay. Cool. For me, I this week I've continued on the Valheim grind. I don't know, man. The building, the excavating, even just going out and chopping down trees and digging up stones and everything else. Like, I just love it. I don't know why. I'm at the point in the game, we beat 2 of the bosses and trying to get to the third one, but the third one is, first of all, you got to find the area where the boss is, which it's a procedurally generated different seed kind of game. So every new world you start, the boss is going to be somewhere different. And so trying to find them while also trying to survive the elements and trying to do everything to make sure your base is intact, all that kind of stuff. That's all, happening right now. That's tough for me. And a lot of the people who were playing have fallen off a little bit. I'm still there in the mines trying. And I just love getting like way over prepared for things in survival games. So that's where I'm at with that. Still playing along. And I also, Brandon, have been playing Hunter a little bit. A little bit with Brandon, a little bit not with Brandon. And he described it very well. It's just such a chill game. It's a game you could easily throw on a podcast or, have a video up on your second monitor or something like that. And be playing the game. It's very realistic and at the same time not realistic. Like the very first time I played the game, I was like, I figured I'd have to like gut these deer and everything else when I killed them. You don't got to do any of that. You just try to get good shots on animals that are ranked highly, and you're good to go. So I having a lot of fun with it. Bought some of the DLC because I think the game was like $3. I bought it a couple months ago, and then the DLC is on like a steep sale for the Steam sale right now. And so I bought one that was like a bunch of new maps, a bunch of new equipment for $13. This is one of those games where it's not pay to win, but it's pay to have fun kind of thing. Like, you don't have to pay to get anything. There's nothing you're required to pay to get, and nothing that really... But there are things that give you a little bit of an advantage, and there's things like, tree stands and electronic collars and stuff like that, that if you don't buy them, it's just going to take you a long time to get them, if you can get them at all, and they just make the game so much more enjoyable if you have them. So this is one of those games where If it were full price, I probably wouldn't be having as much fun. But the fact that I've spent under $20 and it's a full experience at this point for me is really great. So I like it. I used to be big into hunting in like high school and before that. So it's bringing back a little bit of that. It brings back all the things I like about hunting with none of the things I don't like. Like I hate being cold and wet, and you don't have to do that in the video game. But you can still like practice your marksmanship, and the thrill of the hunt is still there, and yeah, all that kind of stuff. I do find it funny when you like find a track of an animal, and it's like, this was very recent. Like I wouldn't know that in real life. Like I might know that it was there. Dung droppings are recent, but I don't know if I'd know that it ran through here recently. But I'm sure some people do. That's just not. So anyway, now I'm more powerful. And then last night I hopped in and checked out, like, you have your own trophy lodge, which I don't have any trophies yet. But that looked cool. I don't know how me as a little hunter, unsuccessful as I am, got that much money to build a giant hunting cabin, but I have one nonetheless. So I've been enjoying that as well. So those are really the two games I've been playing mostly this week. Probably tomorrow I'm going to try to start up Final Fantasy VII Remake. Final Fantasy VII, the original, is one of my favorite games of all time. And the remake is really good, but I never finished it because, I don't know, there was just something there like, oh, I already know what's going to happen, so it wasn't as much fun for me. But I'm gonna pop back in and play it before the next one comes out next month. I think it is sometime next month. So that's what I got going on, and that's it for all of us. So I got a little a little cough going on here. Hope you don't mind. I promise I don't have germs. Well, I do have germs, but you won't get them. That's it for the show, though. We appreciate you guys hanging out. Looking forward to a great year hanging out with all of you. Don't forget, you can go over to patreon.com/handsomephantom. Support us for as little as $1 a month. We appreciate you being over there. Ad-free early access for the audio listeners. And you can hang out on Discord as well. handsomephantom.com/Discord. We appreciate seeing you there. Boys, anything to sign off the show? Don't forget, next week, we got to keep it moist. And next week, come back with some punishments that you want to offer as suggestions to inflict upon others for resolution failures.
And chime in the Discord. If you have any punishment suggestions, having listened to us talk, please chime in. We're open to suggestions. Doesn't mean we're gonna listen.
Yeah.
But we'll think about it.
Did you notice whenever I talked about Life is Strange, we got a lot of activity in the chat telling me, no, Ben, you have so much to live for, that kind of thing? That really bothers me because I already don't want to play it. And people are saying, definitely don't. So
punishment show feet.
Yeah.
I think that's a great
chat
punishment
right
for you.
Moving on. Thanks, everybody. Goodbye. All right, boys. Good show.
That'll do it. Good show. It's a short show this week. No news. I told you it would be the fabled short show, boys.
You're being sarcastic, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Absolutely. It's always sarcastic.
Yeah. Just making sure. Yeah, for those who don't know, we always, between us, have a joke where there's like no news, and we're like, oh, it's going to be a short show.
And it
usually ends up being longer than normal. Yeah. But thanks, everybody, for hanging out.
Yeah, appreciate it.
I got to get the show edited. Well, not really edited, but I guess somewhat edited and published, and got to stream some Sea of Thieves tonight.
There you go, buddy.
It's funny because people still always associate with me with Sea of Thieves, but I maybe play that game like maybe 4 hours a week now, which I know is, for anybody, is like a long time still. But I only stream it on Tuesday nights now. I basically don't play it at all otherwise.
You fell off, man.
Maybe the game fell off.
True.
Yeah, after 3,500 hours, I'm like, I need to play some other games. I really do. That first year I played that, I went so hard. Most of my hours were in that first year.
How many hours did you have in your first year?
Like somewhere between 1,500 and 2,000.
Damn.
Jesus Christ.
Benji says I got to get back to the finals. Me too. I really do want to play the finals. It's just every time I go to boot it up, I'm like, it's so sweaty.
Dude, we need a 3-man, though. That's the problem.
That is usually the problem. Is
We
the
need a
only-
3 stack. I don't want to play the game unless I got a 3 stack. So
Yeah, it's not fun when you're not good, and you also don't have 3 people in your that you know to play with.
right.
No. Perfect time to transition to streaming Skull and Bones. Well, Radic,
I'll
think
be the
that's gonna
Skull and
happen.
Bones streamer around
That's
here.
right.
Rat.
Yeah, stop trying to fucking cut in on Dave's thing, man. That's not cool, dude.
man, every time I look at Skull and Bones, I'm just like, this doesn't look fun to me. I'm sure it's
The crazy
fine.
thing is it took them a decade to somehow make a worse version of Black Flag. That's what it looks like.
Yeah,
That's
I
what it
agree.
is. Yeah.
yeah. Well, have fun with that. And
7.5 out of 10.
I'm going to end the stream so we can upload and we can all get going here. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. We appreciate you. Have a good night.